I'm Jason Luton, and this is WGEM News Now for the 3 p.m. hour. A Quincy woman is set to be sentenced in October for hitting and seriously injuring a moped rider last summer. Elizabeth Shepard pleaded guilty to a Class 4 felony of aggravated DUI under the influence of drugs. She was arrested in July 2025 after she hit moped rider Justin Gibbons at 18th and Chestnut. He was thrown from the moped and seriously hurt. Judge Tad Brenner says the plea deal carries a sentence of no more than 5 years in prison. 3 additional charges against Shepard were dropped. As we start to wind down summer, Illinois health officials say it's still important to remain vigilant and continue taking steps to prevent insect-borne diseases. Illinois saw 10 West Nile virus-related deaths statewide last year. Officials say to avoid the mosquitoes that carry the disease, wear longer clothing and stay away from or remove pools of still water. They say bug spray containing either DEET or lemon eucalyptus oil is most effective for repelling insects. They say tick-related illnesses can also be a concern and advise you to avoid tall grass and wooded areas unless wearing long pants and using bug repellent. If you do get a tick on you, experts say to remove it with tweezers.
The reason why specifically tweezers or some type would be good is because you don't want to touch the tick directly, and you don't want to squeeze their body, because then they can regurgitate back. If they have bitten you, they can regurgitate back inside you and increase your risk of infection.
Ticks carry multiple types of diseases as well, but the most common is Lyme disease. While not often fatal, it can have lifelong effects if not treated quickly. Health officials say to do tick checks when coming in from outside, including the underarms, and take a shower within 2 hours of getting indoors. Quincy police say a man is charged with arson following an early morning fire yesterday. Police say firefighters and police responded to a house fire at 1 a.m. at 2317 Waters Court. Police say after further investigation, detectives served a search warrant at 817 South 6th Street and found evidence related to what they believe was arson. Police arrested 25-year-old Eric Nilsson of Quincy with charges of aggravated and residential arson. Nilsson was taken into custody without incident. A state board sanctions the former administrator of a now shuttered Lee County nursing home. The Iowa Board of Nursing Home Administrators recently charged Janelle Case with negligence in the practice of the profession. A February 2024 inspection report shows a spire of Donaldson was cited for 27 federal violations, plus 3 state violations, including frequency of physician visits, insufficient nursing staff, medication errors, infection control, and overall quality of care and inadequate staff training. In a settlement, Case agreed to complete 10 hours of educational training on quality assurance and leadership and a 1-year license probation. Democratic candidate for Iowa Governor Rob Sand has released his plan to regulate data center projects if elected. This includes making data centers cover 100% of their own costs, ending tax breaks for data centers, requiring transparency over water and energy usage, and enacting setback requirements so people won't get extra noise or light on their property. Republican candidate Zach Lahn has made public comments about his data center policies, including calling for a moratorium. A new effort from the USDA aims to give veterans opportunities in the ag industry. The program allows active duty military members to spend their last 6 months of service at the Department of Agriculture, gaining job skills while keeping military pay and benefits. A local American Legion Post 37 spokesman says this campaign can bring about real meaningful change for military families.
Used to be like you spent like a 2-day course and you really didn't get a lot of connections to local resources, etc. And any effort that the federal government or anybody else is doing to help a veteran connect with those resources is very welcome.
Through the Skill Bridge program, USDA is actively looking for transitioning service members with experience in application development, supporting wildfire response, and defending cybersecurity systems. 56-year-old James Scott could be paroled in July 2028. WGEM News has confirmed the parole board's decision with the Missouri Department of Corrections. Their spokesperson also says parole release dates are subject to change. Scott is the only person ever convicted of causing a catastrophe. He appeared at the state parole board last month after spending more than 30 years in the Jefferson City Correctional Center. In the Brown County, Illinois, fair events continue in Mount Sterling. The Carnival and Expo Hall open at 6 tonight, as well as the pre-show for the rodeo. The full show starts at 7. Music runs 7 to 10 at the Pavilion. Tractor pulls are ahead tomorrow and Friday, and events continue through Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, happening tonight, the Marion County Fair continues with carnival rides at 6 and four-wheeler races at 8. Tomorrow features the pedal tractor pull and supercross races, and Friday includes power wheels and demolition derbies. Fair events wrap up with a super pull on Saturday night. Right now, Clarity Healthcare is hosting their annual Back to School Bash. There will be free school supplies, hygiene items, haircuts, sports physicals, and more. It runs until 6 p.m. at the Admiral Kuntz Recreation Center in Hannibal. Admission is free. Supplies are available on a first-come, first-served basis. The Iowa DNR is investigating an ongoing wastewater discharge that reached the Mississippi River in Keokuk. The city reports a partially plugged line and malfunctioning equipment in its wastewater treatment system. The wastewater was being diverted into the river near the treatment plant. The DNR says this has been happening for about a week, but the city did not understand the severity until Monday. The city says repairs are underway, and the DNR says there are no impacts, including dead fish, at this time. That's it for WGEM News Now at this hour. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 with more. In the meantime, you can stay in the know at WGEM.com with our mobile news and smart TV apps, and by watching WGEM News at 5, 6, and 10.